Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Linda here. Today we're going to talk about something I discovered, a new writer's tip that I think might be a gold mine. Now, I'm saying I think because I haven't done it yet. I heard about this tip a while back and forgot about it. And then today it was like one of those, like you can't hear the information until you're ready for it moments. And I was like, oh, I got to do this. So my plan is to do this for a week and report back to you. But let me tell you what it is. So I listen to, or have been listening to, for many years, a podcast called the Getting Things Done Virtual Study Group. It is based on David Allen's very famous book, Getting Things Done. And it is an actual virtual study group. It is a call-in show where everyone calls in and just talks to each other about getting things done. And if you don't know getting things done, let me just sum it up this way. If you're a creative person like I am, or if you're not a creative person and you just want to live, it is a great way to make space in your brain to do the important work that you want to do. So whether that's a creative work or just your job or being with your family, whatever's important to you, it is a great way to make room to be able to do the things that you want to do. So I highly recommend not just the book, but also the podcast is fabulous. Anyway, I was listening to this podcast on time management, and I will put a link in the show notes on so you can go see this podcast. But I was listening, and one of the things we were talking about was breaking things down into next actions, which is one of the key principles of getting things done is, you don't say, I'm going to write a novel. You break it down to next physical action that you can do right then, like, flesh out point one on the outline or something like that. It's very, very specific. So I was listening to this and we were talking about, and they were giving me great ideas, but one of the things that came up for me was the idea of taking your next action and turning it into a question. And I'm listening to this as I'm walking the dog this afternoon, and I said to myself, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, if I do this, this could be the answer to my problem, because my problem is I have a novel that has a lot of words. I have a novel that has a lot of different directions it's gone in, like different versions of the same novel. And it's hard to determine what to do next. Like choice. I mean, I've even gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm just going to start over because a lot of this was written years ago when my writing wasn't as good as it is now. I think my writing's better. But that's a daunting task when you've been working on something as long as I have. So I really loved this idea of coming up every day with a question to answer about my novel. So I'm going to do that starting today. I'm going to, for the next week, come up with a question and then answer that question in my writing practice. And I will report back to you next Tuesday on how this went. But I think this might be a little gem. I think this might be, and it may not be a technique for someone who's like, I got this great idea, let me write. And they're all like into it. But it might be a gem for people like me who, have been working on something for a while and it's just kind of stymied and you're not sure what to do next. And like I say in the podcast, I really don't know what I'm doing. Like, honestly, I've never really done this before. I've attempted it many times, but actually taking it to fruition, I've never done. So this section in here where you're like, yeah, I kind of have a draft. It's a kind of a mess and I don't know what. This might be the answer. What's the burning question for the day? So my burning question is going to be the thing I try out, and I will let you know how it goes. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.